going on? Today I have made Josh Giddey the greatest NBA player of all time. By now we've all seen his game against the Lakers and just how well he's been playing since the All-Star break. I randomly went into a game here against the Cavs. This man dropped 73 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and a block. Sorry, 2 blocks while only missing 7 shots. Not only that, he has led the Bulls to the first seed in the Eastern Conference and the entire NBA as of right now with a 46-16 record. Since the All-Star break, if you don't know, he's averaging over 20 points, a little less than 10 assists and 10 rebounds while shooting 50% from the field, 50% from 3, and around 90% from the free throw line. Playing like an all-star, all-NBA caliber player for the Bulls. A lot of hope that they can look forward to within that team. He does lead us to a 61-win season while averaging 28 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks while being in the 50-40-90 club. He also does take Defensive Player of the Year, and obviously he's going to take Most Improved Player of the Year with that stat line, as he is on the All-NBA first team. Definitely going to be our only All-NBA and All-Defensive player. Another player on the roster who played fantastic, which usually doesn't happen for me, was Mattis. His rookie year, he had 12 points, 5 rebounds, a steal, and a block. Vucevic kept it up, had 18 points, 9 rebounds. Ayo is definitely not staying on the team just because, why is he a small forward at 6'5", still averaged 10 points. Kobe White with 18 points, 6 assists as well. The big issue with this roster is we have so many point guards. I mean, we have about 7 on the team, so we're going to have to make trades to make this roster just flow a little bit better. I'm not saying we have a bad team. I mean, we're in the conference finals here against the New York Knicks, so we can't be that bad. But we also have, you know, the greatest player of all time in Josh Giddey, as we are going to go up 3-2 here. And we have a 7-game series where we do get upset in that final game to the Knicks, who then lose to the Mavericks. The only reason I'm doing this trade is because we get off Patrick Williams' contract, which it's a decent amount of money. We do lose a first-round pick, but we also gain one that's probably not going to be worth anything. Unfortunately, we get a guard in Chris Dunn. However, he can be a solid role player off the bench, assuming we figure out the guard situation on the team and we clear up some money here by getting rid of Kevin Huerter, who's taking up also 18 mil. A great shooter. I don't really like him at the small forward position that much. The Mavericks are going to give us 2 first-rounders for him. Ayo, another undersized wing, 6'5", 200 pounds. Why is everybody giving us 2 first-round picks? I don't need all these picks. Honestly, these players aren't really worth it. I do like the idea of running Chris Dunn off the bench with Lonzo Ball, Jalen Smith, maybe even Zach Collins. Trey Jones isn't going to come back to the team. Kobe White could start at that point guard position. We don't have a pick in this draft because we did trade it away. It was just the 29th pick in the draft. I'm really not worried about it at all. As far as the rest of the roster now, let's go ahead and let's get rid of Javon Carter. Why this man is taking up 7 mil for us is beyond me. I probably can't even just make a regular trade for him. I would love to just get a 2nd-round pick. I would take in a heartbeat. Why are teams giving me 1st-round picks? The Jazz do not need to be giving me all of that. I don't know why I got rid of that 1st-round pick. I should have kept it in there. There we go. Just give me the 2nd-rounder, man. I do not need a 1st-round pick for that player. He's not going to start for your team. All right. As of right now, we have Josh Giddey, Vucevic, Kobe White, Mattis, Zach Collins, Jalen Smith, Lonzo Ball, and Chris Dunn. As far as Vucevic's future with the team, just played one of his best seasons of basketball since his days on the Orlando Magic. He was an absolute demon way back then. However, he hasn't really been the same since coming to the Bulls, and we're just going to be looking to get off of his contract as well. Maybe not. We could get our new starting center, who didn't even average 10 rebounds last season, Isaiah Hartenstein. Jakob Poeltl too, both huge centers to get on the team, pretty much have the exact same play style. Walker Kessler wouldn't be bad either. Seeing some pretty decent bigs in return. I do like the idea of getting Hartenstein as well as his 1st-round pick. I got rid of Zach Collins for Keon Johnson, mainly because we did end up trading away most guards off our bench. We can now run Lonzo and Keon Johnson, which freed up so much money for me. I had no idea Zach Collins was taking up about 18 mil. I was hoping to be able to offer LeBron a $50 million contract. Unfortunately, we're still about 3 mil too short. As far as players I can trade away, Jalen Smith, Lonzo Ball, 2 great role players. Lonzo actually didn't have the best season last year. We could have a lot of faith in Keon Johnson if we get rid of Lonzo Ball here. Cleared up enough cap money to give LeBron a contract. We're just gonna hope he signs with us. If not, we'll get Kyrie at the end of the day. Oh my gosh, there it is. His contract's not gonna get matched either. Worst comes to worst, we have LeBron for 1 year. And it's fine because, I mean, he's taking up like 40 mil anyway at the end of the day. We have him at the power forward position next to Isaiah Hartenstein, Mattis, Kobe White, and Josh Giddey in the starting five. As far as our bench goes, we have Keon Johnson and Jalen Smith. We have 2 players off our bench after having a year of 6 point guards. We still do have a decent amount of cap money, though. Do I get Sandro on the team? This man had the most insane performance of like 30 and 19 minutes. So that really wouldn't be bad. Luke Kennard could be a shooter coming off our bench. Karis LeVert is being a great bench piece for the Atlanta Hawks right now. Let's take him and let's give Lamar Stevens a chance. He can stretch the floor. The future is finally looking up for the Bulls. Josh Giddey and LeBron are going to lead us to another 60-win season here down in Chicago, as we are going to win just a couple more games than we did the prior season. Now, after LeBron leaves, I don't really know what we're going to do. Josh Giddey is now a 30-point per game player with 15 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. I've made a lot of players pretty good in rebuilds. Never once have they taken off like this. He also takes a defensive player of the year. LeBron is not even on an all-NBA team. That is, you love to see it. Kello Ware's already on the all-defensive second team with Alexander Sarr. In the first round, we do have the Boston Celtics. Why this team is always so far down in the rankings is beyond me. Derek White's even a 90 overall. They have Moritz Wagner, Drew Holiday, Sam Hauser, Al Horford, Jay Huff coming off their bench. That makes no sense. Kobe White still averaged 18 and 6 a game. Mattis up to, okay, he literally averaged the same exact stats he did last season. Shot a little bit better from the field and from 3. LeBron James at 41 years old still had 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists for us. I really hope he decides not to retire. Then Isaiah Hartenstein did average 6 points, 9 rebounds, a steal, as well as a block. Off our bench, Keon Johnson, 9 points, 2 assists. Karis LeVert had 9 points as well. Lamar Stevens, 7 points, shot 49% from the field. Then Jalen Smith at 7 and 5. Big fan of the rotation that we have going on. The depth surrounding Josh Giddey is great, as we almost get upset in that first round. Now we are playing the Brooklyn Nets, led by Cameron Johnson and Caspers, who's averaging, 10 points here in the playoffs. Not too worried about that, as we do get a clean sweep. We play the 7th seeded Cavs, another team that, why is this the 7th seed, especially with their bench as good as it is. Not worried about him at all, as we advance to the finals. Josh Giddey just averaged 35 points, then 3 steals. Fortunately, we are playing the Timberwolves, who have the greatest, oh my gosh, they got rid of him. I'm not even worried about this team anymore. Julius Randle always terrifies me in rebuilds. Technically, Bam Adebayo is a way better player. Alright, not in the rebuilds. We're golden. We're simulating the round. We get a sweep. Josh Giddey takes finals MVP. Coming off a championship, we have the 3rd and 5th pick in the draft. Unfortunately, both the players I would want have been picked, so we're just gonna try to trade for them. Actually, I have no idea who even took them. Cameron Bruiser is now coming home to the squad. The perfect power forward, considering we don't have LeBron anymore. Hopefully he can fill his shoes. It's probably not gonna happen, let's be for real. LeBron's a top 2 player of all time. Unfortunately, he decided to retire this year after winning a championship with the Bulls. To add to his career, really just took something from Jordan there. We should have a ton of cap money, though. All things considered, no one's really taking up a ton. I guess Cameron Bruiser's already taken up 15 mil a year as a rookie. We have a decent amount invested in the bench here, and we also have to get Keon Johnson back on the team. He actually doesn't even want that much money, so I'm not too worried about it. As far as players we can just sign away and maybe add to the bench, Aaron Wiggins is a great addition at that backup small forward position, assuming we do end up getting him. That is the one player I did want to get at some point coming off our bench, especially next to Karis LeVert. I think that's going to be fine. Lamar Stevens was definitely our worst player last season. Didn't even really play bad. He just never really solidified himself in the league, so we are going to also be getting rid of him. He has a championship under his belt. Maybe his trade value went up. I would take a 2nd round pick. The Suns are going to give me 2 firsts. Despite losing LeBron, our team is not going to miss a beat. Obviously, we still have Josh Giddey, but LeBron is still a top 2 player of all time. and losing him really didn't do anything to our team record-wise. We replaced him with a rookie Cameron Boozer, and we're still going to win over 65 games here. And Josh Giddey is going to take yet again his third MVP of the video as a 30-point per game triple-double player. Oh my gosh. Cameron Boozer, as a rookie, just averaged 19, 8, 5, a steal, 2 blocks with great shooting splits. That is terrifying. Josh Giddey also just won another Defensive Player of the Year, as well as making All-NBA First Team for us, as well as the All-Defensive First Team. Isaiah Jackson just made an All-Defensive Team for the Hornets as well. We do have the Raptors in the first round. Kobe White is up to a 20-point per game scorer now. Oh my gosh, he's in the 50, 40, 90 club. Mattis up to 13 points, still pretty much averaging the same exact stats every season. Isaiah Hartenstein with 5 points, 9 rebounds, a steal and a block, not doing too much, but we don't really need him to. Keon Johnson off our bench, 9-point per game scorer. Same with Karis LeVert. Aaron Wiggins is a 6-point per game player. Shot awful from 3. That's awesome to see considering I gave him a decent amount of money. Then Jalen Smith had 8 points, 5 rebounds, 42% from the field, 34% from 3. Just one of the better backup bigs in the league. We almost just lost in the first round yet again. We were actually down like 3-2 there. Now we're playing Tyrese Halliburton, Mikal Bridges, Jarris Walker, Obi Toppin, Jalen Williams, D'Angelo Russell, Robert Williams. I've never seen a Pacers team just pretty much get rid of every single person and go with a completely just different rotation. I've never seen the Pacers branch out that much. We get a 4-1 win, and now we're playing the Hawks, who are starting Sam Merrill at the point guard position. Liam McNeely, Zachariah Ricochet. Okay, this is how they're in the conference finals. 22 points, 5 rebounds, a steal, and a block. Pascal's playing great. Onyeka Okongwu's playing great. Jalen Johnson's coming off their bench. Oh, why is their bench better than their starting 5? Alright, this should be an easy series for us as we do win after losing that first game. Now we are playing Victor Wembanyama, Jaren Jackson Jr. So they just made the best defensive front court in the league. Oh my gosh. Then they still have Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle, who has been exploding in rebuilds, and Boogie Flan, with Keldon Johnson, Scottie Pippen Jr., Moritz Wagner, Isaiah Joe, and Bryce James coming off their bench. We're going to take the series game by game, considering they do have Wemby and Jaren Jackson Jr., which is no match for Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey may now be the best shooting guard in Bulls history. He just won his 4th MVP in a row, as well as his 4th Defensive Player of the Year in a row. Cameron Boozer, at 20 years old, is up to the All-NBA second team, the first All-NBA player Josh Giddey has had. As far as the all-defensive teams go, Josh Giddey's the only one there. Once again, we are the first seed in the Eastern Conference. Playing the Pacers here, we get a 4-3. Why are we always going to 7-game series in the first round? This is the 3rd season in a row of dealing with that. We have the Nets and the conference semifinals. And now we're playing Jalen Brunson, Shaedon Sharpe, OG Anunoby, Caleb Wilson. I don't know who this is. AJ Mitchell, Christian Braun, Davion Mitchell. This is just a completely different Knicks rotation as well. I'm assuming we're going to be fine here. We get a sweep to play the Thunder, who were the 7th seed, despite having this team in the West. They have Caden and Chet Holmgren down low. I do want to see what Cameron was averaging. 25 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Was almost in the 50, 40, 90 club as a power forward. My gosh, we're going to take this series game by game, as Josh Giddey may lead us to our 3rd championship here in a row, averaging a 27-point triple-double. This man just put up numbers throughout the rebuild. His lowest scoring season was 27.6 points. His highest, 32.3. Rebounds was pretty much 14 a year except for this past year, and about 6 to 8 assists with 2 steals and 2 blocks every single year. As far as his accolades, he is now a 3-time NBA championship, a 4-time finals MVP, 3-time finals MVP. He was a 4-time All-Star, made first-team All-NBA, and won Defensive Player of the Year 4 years in a row. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I will catch you all with the next video.